seeing that we are surrounded, verse 1, with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin that easily beset us. Meaning, I hope you know the writer was not talking to Gentiles, he was speaking to believers. He's telling believers, lay aside the sin that easily beset you. That was where I found out that Satan is not interested in taking you through a roll call of sin. His plan is not that you commit many sins. He does not hold any particular list saying lie. When you lie, he takes it. Steal. No, he doesn't want you to sin different sin. He just wants one sin that can bind your soul and keep you glued to that one sin until you die and go to hell. So you can be a victor in all other aspects, but when it comes to this particular one, it will always initiate your fall. So when you begin to go for some weeks in consecration, in purity, in righteousness, they say, he's beginning to walk in holiness. He's beginning to touch certain dividends in consecration. The devil will say, it's because you did not use the real weapon. Why are you tempting him with other things? Go and check his besetting sin. What are you pampering? What are you hiding? That is where generals are lost. That is where captains are locked up. That is where great destinies are buried. Do you remember the unfaithful servant? He says, I hid my talent under the earth. I buried it. There is something that has the capacity to bury your ordination. It is the dust. And the dust that I speak about is your flesh. God speaking, amen. God speaking to the serpent. When man fell, he says, because you have done this, you are cast above the cattle of the field. On your belly shall thou go, and dust shall thou eat all the days of your life. All of us know that when God was telling the serpent you will eat dust all the day of your life, he was not telling snakes that they will be eating sand, because no snake eats sand. No snake eats sand. They don't eat sand. They are actually carnivorous in nature. So what was God speaking? God was looking at the serpent and saying, because you made man fall by the appeal of his flesh, I limit you to only be able to interact with man at the flesh level. And any day man can dominate his flesh, you will have no power over him. So dust you will eat for the rest of your days. I limit you to only eat dust. But if man can rise above dust, you will have no power over him. Genesis chapter 2 verse 7. God formed man of the dust of the earth and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. So this is exactly where Satan is lodged. He is lodged in the capacities and the yearning of your flesh. It is your flesh that can bury your ordination. That's where the purposes and calling of God for many great men and women were locked up. Your biggest enemy is not external, it's in you. Who is it that wants to follow me? Jesus says, let him deny himself. That's where the resistance is. Not Satan, no, deny yourself. Satan will always hide behind your flesh. His opinion will be routed through your flesh. Deny yourself. Because of the laws I began to share with us yesterday when I was trying to teach on the rules of engagement. Every kingdom will have to trust that their weapons will arrive time and carry out the work they were sent to do. But in John chapter 1 verse 6 and verse 7, it says there was a man sent from God whose name was John. Verse 7 said the same came. The one that was sent is the exact person that came. The way they sent him is how he arrived. The question for you now is it this version of you they sent? Is it how they intended that you will arrive time? Or you have been colonized? In Jeremiah chapter 2 verse 21, it says, yet I have planted you a noble vine, holy, a right seed. How art thou turned into a degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? God said, I planted a quality seed. I planted a right seed. What happened to you that you turned into a degenerate plant? The ancient tool of Satan is that when the good master plant, he will come and plant tares by the side of good seed. But now there is a new agenda. It is to convert good seeds into degenerate plants. There is a procedure in agriculture called grafting.